The shooter who fired 45 rounds at people filming a rap music video. One man was killed, and tonight the shooting has some neighbors concerned for the safety of their community. Our Michael Laparty is live in Lamarck tonight with a new development.
You know what? I'm tired of this. This shooting has some in the community concerned about this thing. Listen, in these communities, you should always be concerned about your safety, man. I mean, real talk, man. Let's keep it a buck, man. It's time to stop this crap, man. It's like Groundhog Day. That was one of my favorite movies with Bill Murray. I don't know if any of y'all know that. I love Bill Murray. Especially 90s Bill Murray. And 80s Bill Murray. He had a movie called Groundhog Day. Oh my God. And every day he woke up and it was the same thing over again. And it got to the point where he knew every song on the radio. He knew he was hustling people at pool. He became an expert at everything. Like he was so good, he just living that same day over and over again with these same people in the same town. He could, he knew when things were going to happen, and he was basically like a Superman after a few days, after a period of time. But that's how I feel like in the stand. Like, it's like Groundhog Day, man. Every day it's the same thing, and you can predict it. It's not even hard to predict this stuff. Someone's shooting a rap video. Someone's shooting a rap video. Somebody's gonna come and shoot at them and try to kill them. Period. Point blank.
Shooter who fired 45 rounds at people filming a rap music video. One man was killed, and tonight the shooting has some neighbors concerned for the safety of their community. Our Michael Laparty is live in Lamarck tonight with the new developments. Michael?
Christine, the case is now in the hands of detectives here at the police department, though the shooting happened about a mile over in this direction. One woman told us off camera this was so loud she hit the ground, while another neighbor said he then checked his home for bullet holes. A quiet afternoon followed what police say was a deadly night near this quick stop on Lake Road in Lamarck. Neighbors who didn't see the shooting told me they definitely heard it.
They shot 30 to 40 times. I mean, just boom, boom, right there.
Alan Lamb and his brother David both live about a block away.
I just heard a barrage of gunshots, a pause, and another barrage of gunshots.
Officers later found a 35-year-old man dead behind the building and roughly 45 spent shell casings.
So that 35-year-old man was killed at a rap video shoot at a Quickie Mart. When he was a baby and his parents was changing his diapers, I know they didn't expect it. Like, wow. I be feeling bad for the parents, man. Like, you raised the child up, and at 35, they're murdered at a video shoot at a Quickie Mart.
Officers later found a 35-year-old man dead behind the building and roughly 45 spent shell casings.
It's kind of scary because, when they're shooting like that, you don't know where they're going. They shoot this way, that way, or whatever.
Police say the victim was filming a music video with a rap group when a vehicle pulled into the parking lot and opened fire into the crowd. Whoever was shooting may have hit the wrong person. At this point, police do not believe the victim was the intended target.
Okay. In more Groundhog Day news, the victim was not the intended target. I mean, look, and I'm not trying to be arrogant or cocky, man. Okay? But I'm, 6,000 videos deep in the YouTube. I mean, look, I've done 60 this month. 60 videos this month. No, hold on. I've done more than 60 videos this month, but last time I checked it was 60. That was a few days ago. But whatever. Okay? I do a lot of videos. And I just did a video the other day on my Ock Nation Gold channel. Make sure you subscribe to all my channels and hit the bell notification so you'll be notified whenever I drop content. Because I hadn't put a video on that channel in a year. I just dropped a 30-minute, premiere over there. That channel, we only had like maybe 20 people in there, but that channel, I'm gonna keep putting some videos over there more regularly. So anyway, you don't have to worry about this with country music. I mean, country music, and just as an example, because country music is the other genre where people tell stories, the storyteller genre. R&B and, rock is basically about love. I love you, I miss you. I want you back. You did me wrong, stuff like that. But when you're talking about telling stories, the two genres that people think about are country music and hip-hop. And you don't see all this type of stuff in country music, man. You just don't. The last time I can even remember a country music star being like murdered the way we see rappers murdered every other day, literally every other day, was our buddy Kyle Yurlitz in Tennessee.
Now, it's hard to believe that it's been a year because it doesn't feel any less painful.
It has been a year since they saw their son alive, a year since 5 teens were arrested for his murder. Tonight, for the first time, Kyle Yurlitz's family and friends are sitting down in an emotional 2-part interview.
Rebecca Cardenas shares their message in a report you'll only see on News 4.
Close your eyes in a crowded room.
You don't have to have met Kyle Yurlitz.
Buy it cheaper.
He was the most charismatic person.
Just me and you.
One of a kind. Emitted energy everywhere he went.
To feel his light.
If you were excited about something, he was excited for you.
Or his EP release.
You don't have to sit down with his parents long to feel their pride.
He came home in kindergarten and told us he wanted to do the talent show at school. And we were like, really?
They noticed his passion for music early.
He actually accidentally kicked the microphone stand. Kind of looked kind of funny, and then he just went right back into it. So yeah, he was a natural.
So naturally, he made a career of it.
I mean, there was nobody that worked that hard on something that kept them that broke. Exactly.
His parents and friends could have told me about him for hours.
When he wrote music, man, it was like watching someone carve something out of wood.
But as brightly as his light still shines in their eyes when they talk about his memory, is as quickly as it leaves when we shift to February 7th, 2019, the day he was murdered.
Can you guys take me back to that day and how each of you found out?
And I was in the kitchen and I heard a police chaplain saying that she was from the Metro Nashville Police and that we needed to call her back and that it was about our son. And I knew it was bad news.
That is gut-wrenching way to... Wow. But these people don't get to, because they have privilege, right? These people have privilege. Like so many other stories I show you guys. So, no one cares about their pain.
Son. And I knew it was bad news.
The whole time you're like, there's no way. It's a stupid mistake. There's no way.
A year has gone by since the news that shattered these lives.
You go past something that
something that you and Kyle had done together. And, you just end up losing it.
When you see these kids in court, I mean, they look like babies.
They do.
What goes through your mind when you see that these are the people who are accused of doing this?
They have absolutely no care or concern for the law, for life, or anything at all.
Now they want to shed Kyle's light on the bigger picture.
Everybody in this city needs to understand this can happen to them.
Wow, she tried to warn y'all. This was 2 years ago. She tried to warn y'all. Y'all ain't listen.
Everybody in this city needs to understand this can happen to them.
Such a gut-wrenching loss. You just see the pain in their eyes, every word. You just feel it with them. You mentioned the teens that are basically charged in this. What is the latest on them?
So 2 of those teens have been through a transfer hearing, and now we're waiting on a decision from a juvenile judge as to whether they'll be tried as adults at this point. And so what you'll see tonight is 10 is what this family is calling for, the bigger picture here in Nashville and how we handle teen crime.
And it must be so tough for the family to have actually opened up like that, but maybe it'll help them heal and help others out there as well.
They're accused of murder in the death of Nashville musician Kyle Yorlitz. Today, they faced a judge.
Yeah, it wasn't their trial, but a hearing to decide whether or not 2 teens should face their charges as adults. And as News Channel 5's Kyle Horan learned, Yorlitz's family says the only way Nashville will learn are if the court makes an example of 16-year-old Decorius Wright and Diamond Lewis.
There has to be something positive come out of this scenario. And hopefully, at least it'll make some changes in that aspect.
This was never the reason the Yorlitz family wanted to visit Nashville. A court hearing for the teens who are accused of killing their son, Kyle Yorlitz, almost a year ago. Shot in the arm, an autopsy revealed the bullet penetrated his chest, hit his heart, and killed him.
These young adults made a decision to senselessly murder my son. They also made the decision that they no longer wanted to be a part of a civil society. It's our obligation and prerogative as a society, through the judicial system, to honor that request permanently, whatever that may entail.
5 young people were arrested and charged, the youngest 12 years old. The 2 oldest, 16-year-olds Decorius Wright and Diamond Lewis, face the most serious charges and could be tried in adult court. Decorius is accused of pulling the trigger of the gun that killed Yorlitz. His defense attorney argued that Decorius could only receive the help he needs in the juvenile system. The prosecution pointed out that would mean Wright would get out when he was 19. The defense of Diamond Lewis spoke with us after her hearing. Diamond's attorney says his client shouldn't be tried as an adult because she didn't pull the trigger.
If I was judge, I would want to know that the child was not the shooter personally. And when you get across the river to the criminal justice system, it doesn't matter anymore. But I believe it matters here in the juvenile system that she's not actually the one that pulled the trigger.
That's an outcome that no one from Yorlitz's family wants.
If it was your son, daughter, wife, husband, or loved one, what would justice be to you?
Now, the interesting part about this case was he was initially robbed by the girl Diamond and a couple other girls and a boy. They just riding down the street in a stolen car, happened to see him, hopped out, robbed him. Took his money and his car keys. Went back to the getaway car. When they got back to the getaway car, and this is why they want this kid, Decorius, charged as an adult. He takes the gun from one of the girls, runs back behind the house, and shoots Kyle dead. And then runs back to the car, then they all take off. Okay? That's what happened. And that's what the media doesn't want you. They try so hard to hide that, but I did maybe 3 or 4 videos on this when it happened. So I'm very familiar with this case. And a lot of this has been scrubbed from the internet. But it's in the court transcript, so, very high profile case down there in that city. Well, at least was. But yeah, they'd robbed Kyle, were about to leave, and the kid took the gun from the girl, One of the kids who was waiting in the car, who didn't go back there to rob him, but one of the kids waiting in the car, ran back behind the house where Kyle was still at, like probably shocked, like, damn, what just happened? And then he sees another kid running up again, and he's like, oh, wait, what the heck? And the kid just shoots him and then runs off. That's the last time a country music star was killed.